Do you have a story to share with the world? Of course you do. We all have stories to share. An Anchor podcast allows you to share your interests in a way that connects to others all across the globe. If you have been considering starting your own podcast and don't know where to begin, Anchor makes it easy to record, edit, and publish with the click of a button. You can even add music. Whether it's crime dramas, self-improvement, paranormal adventures, or tips about parenting, you too can share your unique imprint on the world. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. You've got this. I believe in you. Welcome to the Existential Empath Podcast. My name is Tanya, and I am an intuitive empath. My intention is to share valuable tools and techniques that I have learned so you can tap into your own inner healer naturally and intuitively. Welcome back, everyone. In this episode, I am going to talk about a concept known as frequency or vibrational matching. So this has been happening to me often throughout my entire life. And now that I am understanding a little bit more about vibration, frequency, and energy, right? Because Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And when we apply these concepts to our lives, it can really make a profound effect on our external reality. So when I talk about vibrational or frequency matching, it's basically, let me give an example. Okay, so say you get up in the morning and you're in a great mood. You get up, make a cup of coffee or a tea, and then maybe you do some yoga, you journal a little bit, maybe you read, maybe you get a good workout in, go for a walk out in nature, and you're just having an excellent day. You jump in the shower, you get ready, and you head off to work, and you're jamming in your car, you're having a great commute into your job. And then you get into the office and you start interacting with your coworkers. And you are in a very high vibrational state. You are feeling fantastic. You set the tone for your day. And now your coworkers come into your office and they are in a low vibrational state. They are complaining. They had a miserable morning. They don't feel good. Just a lot of negativity is coming out, of their stories that they're sharing. Now, in this moment, we have a choice. We either have a choice to maintain our vibration that we set the tone for the day, or we have a choice to lower ourselves to that frequency and begin to engage in it. So everything that we focus on through our thoughts and our emotions create our vibrational frequency. So if we choose to shift our frequency into those lower vibrational states, whether it be of complaining or gossip or negative self-talk, then we are shifting not only our internal reality, but also our external reality. So when we feel that energy shift, there's a neat little exercise called the ambiance exercise that I learned in my remote viewing class. And it's basically when you walk in and out of different rooms, or if you're out taking a hike in nature and you're walking in different areas, it's taking the time to subtly notice the shift in ambiance. So when these particular things happen, say you're in your office and you're having a great morning and you're, working right along, and then someone comes into your room that is holding a different vibrational frequency and they start complaining or frustrated or gossiping or whatever it may be, you can subtly feel that shift within your energetic body through the shift in ambiance. So when those things happen to us, oftentimes we will, I know in my life, there's been many times where I have shifted into that frequency of that person versus holding my own vibrational frequency and allowing them to harmonize and match with mine. So the universe is constantly looking for ways to harmonize and balance, and that is done through frequency, vibration, and energy. So the purpose of our negative emotion is to indicate that there is a contrast so we can make a decision based off of that. So when you're feeling really good and then some sort of a situation, a person, an experience happens that flips you to a more of a negative polarity, that is an indicator of the contrast of understanding when we feel good and when we don't feel good. So the next time you feel any of that discomfort, stop in the middle of it and say to yourself that, catch yourself consciously and say that this discomfort that I'm feeling is nothing more than my awareness of my resistance. So when we feel that negative emotion, we are actually feeling some sort of a resistance within our physical body. And that's what can lead to a so called trigger. So when those triggers come up, there's a reason for them to be coming to the surface because they are being sifted, they are being released. And until we consciously recognize that negative pattern, that negative emotion, maybe in this situation with the coworker, maybe this is the coworker that comes in every single morning and does this, works, is living and breathing in this lower vibrational state, and it's up to you to be able to maintain your frequency, not allowing that person's energy to affect yours. However, if there is some sort of a trigger attached to that, then there is something within your energetic field that needs to be released that is creating some sort of resistance. So what I like to do in those moments is to really just relax and breathe through it and take that moment of silence. And being still and quiet for a few minutes gives your mind a break from all of the input. So that break can create space in your thinking mind, in your logical mind, which then can allow you to hear your own voice and put you back into an alignment or back in tune with your own internal compass. So when you take the time to just relax and breathe and stop your thoughts around it, then odds are the trigger event or that negative emotion that could be bubbling to the surface is going to present itself. And then you'll be able to release it or take a closer look at it, inspect it a little bit more. Why is this person's energy really affecting me, and why is that frustrating me? Because it's obviously clear that you both are on different vibrational frequencies. However, if there is a trigger event or a negative emotion attached to it, then there is something that needs to be released or cleared. Now, on the flip side, goosebumps. I get goosebumps all the time. I kind of tone into my clairsentience. I'm extremely sensitive with energies, other people's energies, the energies of the environment, and I will get goosebumps oftentimes. And goosebumps are energy in motion. It's really the feeling in the moment that something has caused you to focus in a way that is releasing another piece of resistance that is allowing energy to flow through you. And it's giving you that confirmation of alignment. So if I'm interacting with someone and I get goosebumps, to me, it is signifying or signaling truth within my physical body. There is something within my soul that is resonating with that concept of the goosebumps. And I have this happen all the time. I talk to my other podcasts that I call it a cosmic orgasm because it's more than just goosebumps. It literally starts from my feet, ripples through my entire body, and then comes shooting out through my head. So this can happen often. So when we really take a step back and feel into our bodies, it allows us to utilize that inner guidance system, that inner compass, so to speak, that inner GPS. So our emotions are playing a role in that process. They are teaching us what we like and what we don't like. And when those emotions come bubbling to the surface, it's important to feel them. It's important to move through them because it is allowing us more expansion, more growth, an expanded sense of consciousness. It's allowing us to see things from new perspectives, from different, altitudes, latitudes, longitudes, whatever it may be. We are able to look at a certain issue in our life from a completely different perspective. So, really tuning in and recognizing when we are matching frequencies with our surroundings, with the people around us, and holding that. I think that's part of the mastery of being an empath, is learning to hold our own frequency and hold our own energy, and not allowing the energy of others to compromise our internal reality. Because a lot of the things that I talk about on this podcast are how we shift our internal reality will then result in how our external reality is playing out. So when we start to hold our own frequency and not engage or play in to those lower vibrational frequencies of gossiping or negative, talking about others or complaining, whatever that lower vibrational frequency might be in your life. When we stop playing into them and stop engaging in them, that vibrational match will go away. That will go away because we are not allowing our focus or our attention to create more momentum in our lives when it comes to those particular emotions. So, when we are continually engaging with these types of lower vibrational frequencies, then we are allowing more of those into our energetic field, into our life. So when we are allowing them in the internal, it is reflecting out like a mirror into our external reality, or a projector, so to speak. So when we start to shift, we start to change, and we recognize that, wow, I'm frequency matching. I'm actually in a great state of mind, at first. But then the more I interact with others, I'm noticing by the end of the day, I'm feeling drained. I'm feeling negative. I'm feeling like I'm hopeless, whatever the emotion may be. Then it's a good indication that you are frequency matching with the people around you. So, learning to hold your frequency, to shine your light, to expand your auric field, to allow those people around you the opportunity or the chance to elevate up, to raise their own vibrational frequency, or they will choose to walk away, kind of like a magnet. You're either attracting them or you're repelling them. So, in my experience, when I would start to really master holding my frequency, people would just go away. People didn't want to interact because they knew I wasn't going to participate. I wasn't going to engage in the energy that they were wanting to feed off of, or they were wanting to collect from me or be validated, through me. So I just stopped participating or stopped engaging in that. I would switch the conversation to something more positive, something more high vibrational. And whether they played into that or not, that was their choice. That is their choice just as much as it's our choice to maintain our frequency or to shift vibrational frequencies based off our environment or the people around us. So I know that this is kind of a little bit more in depth of a concept than I have talked about before, but this was something that came to me, and it's definitely something that I have noticed in my life. And I do notice with some of my clients that we are recognizing that there's absolutely a roller coaster of frequencies that many are going throughout their day. So a lot of it too is, I think, when we are shifting our thoughts, we are catching ourselves in those negative emotions, to not beat ourselves up about that negative emotion. We really just want to observe it, almost from like a third party standpoint. Where is this emotion coming from? Is this mine? Is this someone else's? Okay, if it's mine, what do I need to do? Do I need to dive a little bit deeper into this? Why am I being triggered, by this specific person? Why am I being triggered by the things that this person is saying? Why am I being triggered in this area? I know for me, when I got a divorce, I had moved about 45 minutes away. And every time I'd have to drive through that town, all of these things would come flooding back to me. So I knew, as time went on throughout my healing process, I needed to heal the aspect of myself that created the energy or the emotion around that particular area that I lived in. When I went through all of those really bad emotions and feelings and throughout that experience. So as I began to heal, that aspect of myself and really heal that location, I began to notice I was not triggered by it anymore. I could drive through there, and there were times I drove there and I didn't even think about, that particular memory or that inflamed or aggravated emotion around that particular circumstance. So a lot of it is just really focusing your attention on it for a little bit, trying to figure out what it is that's bringing up that emotion for you, and then working through it. And if it is a matter of frequency matching, then recognizing that you are dropping in frequency or that you are matching in frequency. That's why they say to hang out with people who raise you up, who lift you up, who elevate you. However, it's important for you as well to maintain that elevated frequency, to maintain that uplifting frequency, because all you're doing is potentially draining those around you who are also in that elevated state. So it's really just learning how to keep your tank full, how to master and manage that energy in a very conscious, uplifting, awareness way, where you are more aware of the energies that could be impacting your own personal energies. So, one reason why people resist change is because they focus on what they have to give up instead of what they have to gain. And that's an example right there, is our energy flows where our attention goes. So if we are resisting change because we are fearful of what we may have to give up, then we are attracting more things that we have to give up in our life versus, looking at things from a more optimistic standpoint of what can I gain from all of this change? I have gone through this blossoming stage in my life, and now I get to reap all the fruits of my labor, not necessarily focusing on, all those fruits are going to be picked and I'm going to be a bare tree. No, I'm going to have all of these beautiful fruits that I will be able to share my fruits of my labor with others. So a lot of it is just shifting our perspective as well on things and catching ourselves in the moment when we are focusing on those downward spiraling thoughts or reactions or experiences, situations, whatever it may be. So I hope that this podcast was helpful. And if you are recognizing that you are frequency matching, then definitely maybe journal it a little bit. Notice yourself around certain people. Are you noticing that your energy feels off, or you feel drained, or you feel tired or sick or frustrated, or you want to run from someone, you want to repel, from that? There's a reason why that is happening to you. So it's really just catching yourself in that moment and recognizing it, and then moving through it the best way possible for you in that moment. Okay. All right. Well, I wish you all so much uplifting energy, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon. You deserve to navigate your life as an empath in alignment with health, happiness, and abundance. To learn more about the services that I provide, including Beyond Quantum Healing Hypnosis, EFT tapping, and the Emotion Code, visit my website at www.thesoulcafe.org.